Check your audio and video settings, please. Guys, please check your audio and video settings, please. If anyone joined today, these are the backup videos. Please watch. Please switch off your cameras, everyone. Please switch off your cameras. Okay, guys. These are my details. There is a URL to get the material also. From there, you can collect the material. Yes. Later, Google Classroom will be created and will be shared. Come on. Oh, these are different backup videos. Huh? Okay, please, guys, wrong backup videos have come. Anyone can share, guys? Yes, I got it. I got them. Thank you. Yes, these are the backup videos. Yeah, Manikanta Saturday class happened. We discussed about what is Spring Bean. Can you tell me what is Spring Bean, guys? Okay. No password is there for this class, guys. No password is there. Just become member of the group and you will get the access to the notes. That's it. How to collect the notes, I will tell. Yes, boss. This is the place. This is the place. Okay, see here. What's your batch code? NTSBMS615. Just go there, download. It will be downloaded to downloaded folder. Copy into one dedicated folder of your classroom. Open with paintbrush. Open with paintbrush. And if you are using mobile, try to use Google Photos or Picasa application. Anything is okay. Or Paint application also okay. You can get it. Yes. Okay. Tell me, guys, what do you mean by Spring Bean, guys? The Java class whose object is created and managed by Spring Container is called Spring Bean, right? Okay. The Java class whose object, whose life cycle is managed by Spring Container is called Spring Bean. Okay. Total, how many containers are given by Spring, boss? 2 containers are given by Spring. Okay, one is Bean Factory, one is application context container. Are there alternate for Servlet JSP containers? No. Basically, what is container? Container is also software program who manages whole life cycle of the given resource. Resource means class. Birth to death, everything it will take care. Loading class, creating object, managing object, destroying object, everything is taken care by container. Generally, we compare container with what, guys? Aquarium, right? Okay, fish dropped in the aquarium is like what? Resource. Once fish is dropped into aquarium, who will take care of everything that is required for the survival of the fish? Aquarium will take care. Everything will be taken care by whom? Aquarium. Are you getting my point there or not there? Come on, guys. Okay, guys. Yes, two types of frameworks. Another small concept. Two types of frameworks. Okay, based on mode of the application development. Mode of the application development. Last concept before I launch core module, guys. Yes, guys. Now tell me here. Two types of framework based on the mode of the application development. Okay. Number one, invasive framework. Invasive framework. Non-invasive framework. One is invasive framework, other one is non-invasive framework. Already you studied this concept, but terminology is new. Let us concentrate, guys. What is invasive framework? The resources or classes we develop in this framework project or application are tightly coupled with framework API. That means those classes must implement framework API interfaces or must extend from framework API classes. They are tightly coupled. Can we run those classes without having framework, boss? Can we compile and execute those classes without having framework APIs, without having framework libraries? That means they are tightly coupled with the framework or not? They are tightly coupled with the framework or not? What invasive framework says? Hey, programmer, come to me, use me, develop the application, develop the resources as tightly coupled resources with me and forever stay with me. Forever stay with me. That means the amount of dependency. Okay. The amount of dependency is more or not? The degree of coupling is more or not? What's the example, guys? Struts is an invasive framework. Every class we develop in Struts as part of application development should implement either Struts API interface or should extend from Struts API class. Servlet is a invasive technology. Okay, it's a technology. That's why I'm not talking much about it. Struts is an invasive framework. That Struts is outdated because of a number of reasons. And one major reason is what? One major reason is what? It's an invasive. Invasive means tightly coupled. Invasive means dependency is there. Dependency is there. Okay. Got the point or not? Right, boss. Invasive framework. Yeah, it's like joining in the company with bond. You like or not like it, you have to stay in the company until bond is completed. And I said similar example, marriage kind of relationship. Once you committed, it is a 60, 70 years project, right? Okay. Here, the resources are classes of framework-based application development are tightly coupled with framework APIs. Tightly coupled with framework APIs. That means the classes of application development should implement or should extend from framework API interfaces or classes. Framework API interfaces are classes. Okay, here the application classes developed by programmer for certain framework should always be executed in the same framework and cannot be moved to another frameworks. So tightly coupled or not, guys? Cannot be moved to other frameworks. So this framework says, come to me, use me, and stay with me forever. Don't dare to move away from me. If you want to move also, you cannot move. Marriage relationship, joining in the company with this one. Struts framework is the best example. Right, guys? Okay. Non-invasive frameworks. Invasive frameworks do not support POSO and POSI model programming. POSO and POSI model programming. What do you say, guys? Do you think they support POSO and POSI model programming? Come on. Right. They will not support POSO and POSI model programming. Yes. Other side, what we got? Non-invasive frameworks. This wording is very popular. That's why I'm explaining, boss. Non-invasive framework. Tell me, here resources are classes of framework-based application development are tightly coupled with a loosely coupled with the framework API. That means classes of application development need not to implement or need not to extend from framework API interfaces or classes. Framework API interfaces are classes. Are you getting my point? What's the meaning of that? We will be developing them as ordinary classes and interfaces. Okay, but they will be executed in the framework by adding framework jars at runtime in the class path. By adding framework libraries at what time? At runtime. Okay, after a few days, you didn't like current framework. You can take your classes and go to another framework for execution or not. There also you didn't like. You can go to another framework. There also you can execute. There also you can didn't like. You can come back to first framework for execution or not. We already discussed these points while explaining POSO and POSI model programming. Completely loosely coupled. Degree of dependency is very less. Are you understanding? Yes, the one that support POSO and POSI model programming is indirectly non-invasive programming. Is not indirectly non-invasive. Is that clear? Something is non-invasive framework means definitely it support POSO and POSI model programming. Yeah, it's like what? Joining in the company without bond. It is like living together kind of relationship, right? We already discussed this example. I'm just putting the terminology into your brain. Here, resources are classes of framework-based application development or loosely coupled with. What guys? Loosely coupled with. Loosely coupled framework. And that means the classes of application development need not to implement or need not to implement or extend from framework API interfaces or classes. Are you getting my point, guys? Okay. Here, the resources are classes of the application development will be developed as POSO classes. That means it supports POSI model programming. What guys? POSI model programming. Okay. What non-invasive framework says? Hey, programmer, come to me, use me, develop the project. Okay. But develop your resources as ordinary class and interfaces. I know you don't leave me, but if you want to leave, you can leave by taking your classes. I don't mind. After a few days, you want to come back, you can come back. I don't mind. Understanding my statement, guys? Okay. Here, the application classes developed for certain framework, okay, can be moved to another frameworks dynamically because they are POSO classes. Everyone getting my point? Example, Hibernate is non-invasive framework, guys. Okay, Spring is non-invasive. Spring Boot is non-invasive. Even JSF is also non-invasive. In fact, all latest frameworks are what? Non-invasive frameworks. Everyone getting my point? All latest frameworks are what? Non-invasive frameworks. Everyone got the clarity, boss? Right. Now listen. Spring. What is the type of the Spring problem? Servlet is invasive. Servlet is invasive technology. Can we develop Servlet class without implementing Servlet interface? No. Servlet is invasive technology and JSP internal uses Servlet. So indirectly JSP also invasive. EZB is an invasive technology, non-invasive technology. Invasive technology, right? Type application framework or JWE framework. Vendor interface 21. What is this, guys? Interface 21. Who is the team? Pivotal team. Who is the team, guys? Pivotal team. Come on. Team name is Pivotal team. Company name is Interface 21. Open source framework. Open source means free. You need not to invest single NP to purchase this one. You need not to invest single NP to purchase this one. Creator. Creator means the person, Mr. Rod Johnson. Mr. Rod Johnson. Everyone getting my point, guys? Okay. Mr. Rod Johnson. I need to talk something about this person, boss. He was the member of EZB 2.x specification designing. EZB 2.x specification designing. And he used to argue with all the members. We are making EZAB heavy, VAB complex. Okay, a lot of things are happening by programmer. Lots of things are done by container. For the small things also, we are doing big things, boss. We are making things complex. No one heard him. Moreover, he is kicked out of the team. He was kicked out of the team. Come on, guys. EZAB 2.x to year 1999, 2000, that story, guys. With that frustration, he came out and he has written book. J2WE without EZAB. He's saying is use J2WE, but don't use EZAB. No one cared his idea. Everyone thought that he has written this book with frustration. No one cared his thought. Since no one cared his thought, then he decided to create one framework as a non-invasive framework where programmer can develop all his classes as POSO classes and POSIs, all his classes and interfaces as POSO classes and POSIs, so that if they like to stay in the current framework, they will stay. Tomorrow, if they don't like to stay in the framework, they will take the classes where main logics are there and move to another framework. With that thought, he created one framework, and that framework name is nothing but Spring. Initially, everyone thought that Spring is going to become alternate to what? EZAB. But later, by the version 2.5, 2.3 has come, it has become alternate for what? Entire J2WE technology by internally using J2WE technologies. Are you getting my point, guys? And okay, that interesting point is, while designing EZAB 3.0, they followed Spring model only. They completely followed Spring model. POSO and POSI model programming. By that time, Spring settled. Spring has become all-rounder framework to develop everything in a single point. That's why no one cared EZAB 3 and it has become outdated. EZAB 4 has not come, means what? They stopped enhancing EZAB. Everyone got the clarity, guys? So he has believed his idea that much strongly, struggled a lot, and proven to the world his thought is right and it can be implemented. And he proved that with the Spring by giving it as what? Non-invasive programming. What programming, guys? Non-invasive programming. Right, guys? Spring libraries, nothing but jars, guys. Earlier, they used to give in the form of zip file. Now they stopped. Giving. Asking to use. Come on, guys. Asking to use Maven or Gradle dependency management mechanism. Dependencies mechanism. Nothing but download jar files from internet repositories dynamically. Okay, repositories dynamically. Are you getting my point, guys? Come on. Download jar files from internet repositories dynamically. Everyone getting my point, guys? Come on. Download jar files from internet repositories dynamically. Maven Gradle specialty is that nothing you have to keep in your computer. Everything can be gathered from internet repositories dynamically. A repository means small storage unit. Repository means Small storage place. Small storage place. Storage place. But permanent, boss. Repository is not a temporary one. It's a permanent, small permanent storage place. Database also we can call as some kind of repositories. Small permanent storage places. Okay, guys. Yes, guys. Are you getting my point? Maven Gradle provides some repositories, guys. Their jars are available. Not only Spring Jar, all frameworks, all Java APIs, all technologies, all Java third-party APIs, maximum 95% libraries, nothing but jars are there in Maven and Gradle tools related repositories. They are internet repositories, guys. Dynamically from internet we can download them to our projects. There is no need of you doing the things. Everyone getting my point? Earlier they used to give in the form of zip file, but nowadays they stopped giving. Right? Okay, now listen. How an open source company survive? Companies survive financially. This question eating your brain or not? How an open source company survive financially? Because everything is free. Everything is free. Come on. Everything is free. No, guys. There are many ways to the answer. Number one, by conducting corporate trainings. Corporate training. Conducting corporate training. When technology is new, boss, come on. By conducting corporate training. Next. By offering certification exams. To write Spring certification exam, you have to pay 1 lakh rupee as exam fee. Certification exam. Don't write now. After joining company, ask company people to sponsor. Exam fees is 1 lakh. They will come to certain places, Bangalore kind of city, New York kind of city. They will conduct. I will tell 1 minute. 3 weeks training program by giving material, everything. That is a programmer to programmer discussion, guys. Okay, for that one, training charge they will take. Yes, training charge, they will take 3 lakhs to 4 lakhs. It's not Hyderabad, Amirpetra, Babu. Corporates will deal like that only. Corporates will deal like that only. Got the point? Okay. So by conducting certification exams, guys. By conducting certification exam. By conducting certification exams, training programs. Training programs. By conducting corporate trainings or new technologies. Yes, guys. Next, by providing services, software companies, if they struck up in the middle of the project development. In the middle of the project development. Everyone understanding my statement, guys? Come on. Okay. Right. Like this, they will try to generate the revenues, boss. Like this, they will try to generate the revenues. They don't take donations. They will survive with this kind of revenue. Okay, even Sun Microsystem survived, but they failed to survive for a long time. That's why entire company is sold out to Arkil Corporation. Come on. But Interface 21, Hibernate vendor, Softtree, which is acquired by Red Hat. Red Hat also got Linux operating system. Okay, all these things are surviving based on these basic concepts, guys. That's the reason these open source certification exams are bit costly. Understanding? Oracle is a big company getting revenue from other sources, guys. Other sources, but they don't want to put other income in the Java enhancement, right? So that's why that whatever money is required for Java enhancement, Java features adding process, they're trying to generate from what? Java itself through certification exams and other processes. Right. Okay. Next, I just want to clarify some basic things, guys. Is Spring alternate for EaseAB? Is Spring alternate for EaseAB? I'll raise some interesting questions, guys. Please focus. Is Spring alternate for EaseAB? Answer. Okay. Okay. EaseAB is just distributed technology to develop distributed application. EaseAB is just distributed technology to develop distributed application. Everyone getting my point, guys? Come on. To develop distributed application. What do you say, guys? Whereas Spring is a all-rounder or JWE framework which can be used to develop, come on, to develop standalone applications. To develop standalone applications, web applications, come on. What is this? Distributed applications and etc. Okay, 2-3 FAQs are there. After that, I will straight away move to what? Spring core module, guys. Are you listening? Is Spring alternate for struts? Answer. Same answer you can give. Okay, no. Struts is just for web application development. Whereas this section is there now, boss. Spring is all-rounder or JWE framework. Come on, JWE framework, which can be used to develop all kinds of applications. Standalone web application and distributed application. Is that clear? Right. Next question. Is Spring alternate for JWE technologies? These are basic questions which I want to clarify, guys. Okay. Is Spring alternate for JWE technologies? Tell me, guys. Is Spring alternate for JWE technologies? Answer. It sounds like that, but actually no. Spring is a framework internally using JWE technologies to simplify the application development process. That means Spring is not alternate to JWE technologies, rather it complements them. It complements them. Okay, it complements them by internally using them. By internally using them. I hope you are understanding my point, guys. Okay. Answer is no. Here also answer is no only. It is not just alternate for EJB. It is not just alternate for struts. It is not just alternate for JWE technology. And alternate means what? Alternate means what? Only it has to do that alternate work. But Spring is doing more bigger than that, right? And because moreover, Spring is internally using JWE technologies. So we cannot say alternate. We can say it's a complementing JWE technology. For example, you take JDBC boss, which is a technology. If I use that one directly, I should write both common logics and dependent logics. For example, I want to execute the query. To execute the query, we need a statement. To create a statement, connection. To create a connection, we need to load the driver class, right? All are having interdependency. What do you say, guys? All are having interdependency when it comes to Spring. So this kind of common activities, are you understanding my statement? This kind of common activities will be taken care by Spring by internally using JWE technology, so that you are least bothered about what? So that you are least bothered about what? Working with JWE technologies directly. It will be, Spring will be using internally. Everyone getting my point? It is not alternate, it actually complements by internally using them by simplifying application development. Okay, guys. Next. Okay, boss. Lastly, is Spring Boot is alternate for, come on, is Spring Boot alternate for Spring? Reply, guys. Answer. No. Okay. Spring Boot internally uses Spring framework and simplifies Spring applications development. Simplifies Spring applications development. Okay, note. It is Spring. Okay, Spring Boot is extension of Spring. Okay, to simplify Spring applications development. To simplify Spring applications development. Okay, I'll give one small note, guys. Boilerplate code of what, guys? Boilerplate code. That means common logics, guys. Common logics of, okay, Java JWE technologies programming will be avoided by Spring framework. Right. Everyone getting my point? Boilerplate code of Java. Another note. Boilerplate code, common logics of Spring framework programming. Spring programming will be avoided by Spring Boot framework. Spring Boot framework. Everyone got the clarity, guys? Come on. I think already I have given clear-cut diagrams on it. Spring Boot uses Spring. Spring uses technologies. Technologies are developed using Java language. All are interlinked, boss. That's the reason. That's the reason first we learn language in the form of core Java. Then we learn technology in the form of advanced Java. Then we learn Spring and Spring Boot in the form of framework course. Earlier, we used to have Spring as a separate course, Spring Boot as separate course. But since entire industry is moving towards Spring Boot and microservices, so we are learning that much Spring that is required for Spring Boot, that much Spring that is required for the interview, that is required for the survival, and we are putting maximum focus on what? Spring Boot. And in future, Spring projects will be drastically reduced, and every Spring project will be in Spring Boot only. Everyone got the clarity, guys? Come on. Okay, guys. Next. Spring modules. Spring or Spring Boot modules. Listen, this concept is very important, guys. Spring or Spring Boot modules. Core, AOP, JWE, transaction management. TX management means transaction. JNDI. They are very much part of Spring, boss. ORM. Okay. JDBC. What is that? JDBC. Next. No. Security. MVC. What, guys? MVC, mail, JMS, and etc. These are very much part of Spring direct modules, guys. Next, Spring or Spring Boot. Extension modules are there. They are not part of Spring or Spring Boot directly. Come on, guys. These are extension modules. They are not there in a basic Spring framework, guys. But these extension modules are developed by using Spring and will be developed using Spring and Spring Boot only. Okay, but they are not part of basic Spring framework. Are you getting my point? Okay, extension module, Spring Security, Spring Batch. These modules programming can be implemented in Spring, can be implemented in Spring Boot. Everyone getting my point, guys? Okay, OAuth. Okay, guys. Understanding my statement, guys? No, not at all slow, boss. Not at all slow. Someone is saying that it is not interacting, it is using. It is using. Using is different, interaction is different. Please, guys. Social, Spring Social. Okay. Spring Security, Spring Batch, Spring OAuth, Spring Social. Okay. Next, Spring Data. Spring Data JPA. Extension modules are given after release of the Spring. Everyone getting my point? No difference, boss. They don't want to make Spring framework bigger. That's why they have given as a extension modules. Everyone got the clarity, boss? Okay. Spring Security Batch OAuth, Spring Data JPA, Spring Data MongoDB, Spring Data MongoDB, Spring Data Spring Cloud, Spring Cloud, and etc. Yeah, even Spring MongoDB is a NoSQL database, guys. MongoDB is a NoSQL database. Yeah, one important thing we missed is Spring REST. One important thing we missed is what? Spring REST. Yes, Mongo. Yes, it's a Mongo, right. It's not mango, it's a Mongo, boss. Next. Spring microservices concept. Microservices concepts. Okay. We have a lot of microservices concepts. We have a lot of microservices concepts. I will give them, don't worry. Config server, load balancer, fin client, different types of concepts are there. All these are given purely for what? Microservice programming. Purely, literally for what? Microservice programming. Yeah, these are various facilities provided by Spring to perform microservice programming. I'm just trying to collect, guys. Wait a minute. Actually, it's there in the syllabus copy, but I'm just trying to give the list of that information to you. That's it, nothing else. Give me 2 minutes time. Yes, Eureka server and client, load balancer, Flyway database, Joule Gate API, web client versus fin client, config server and client. Understanding my point? Circuit breaker. Okay. Retray limited pattern, late limited pattern. All these are what, guys? And etc. Many things we will learn. Microservices concept. What, guys? These are called microservices concepts. Are you there, my dears? Right. Okay. In our learning, what is that? First, we learn Spring basics, boss. Then we will learn Spring Boot basics. Then we will try to see every module of Spring in Spring Boot angle. Every module of Spring in Spring Boot angle. Are you getting my point? That means we do less programming in Spring style, we do more programming in Spring Boot. And microservice is very easy to implement in Spring Boot. And lot of concepts, not only these concepts, lot of other concepts also there. All these concepts we are going to implement in Spring Boot environment. Is that clear? That's the reason I said it's an end-to-end course, guys. Right from what is framework to, come on. Right from what is framework to. And we will be learning all this stuff. Yes or no? Yes. Integration with Angular will be there. Integration with Angular will be there. We'll be working with multiple databases. You'll be using multiple tools. It's a big course. It's like an ocean. Okay. Now listen, one more statement. Okay. Now listen. Why Spring Boot is given in the form of Spring Boot framework. Libraries are given in the form of modules. Okay, guys. Okay, in the form of modules. Yes, anyone can guess it? First answer my question. Anyone can guess it? Anyone? Yeah. Is there any guarantee every project needs every library? Every project uses every module. Come on, guys. Every project uses every module, guys. I'm developing small standalone application. I think core module is sufficient. I want to take standalone application, talking with the database. I think core module and Spring JDBC module is sufficient, right? I want to develop the website, just talking with the database software. Spring Core, Spring MVC, Spring JDBC sufficient. If you want to use advanced Spring Data JPA, right? Spring Data JPA, are you listening my statement? If they give Spring module, Spring extension module, microservice facilities, all together as single library, single jar file or single library, what will be the size of that jar, guys? What will be the size of that jar? Number one. Number two, why should I entertain remaining 30-40 module jars when I'm using only 2 modules? 30-40 modules API in my project unnecessarily when I'm dealing with 2 modules. That's the reason they released entire Spring into modules. Entire Spring into modules, guys. So that whatever modules you have required, you can add relevant jars to what? Build path or class path. And you can work with those modules in application development. Remaining things you can happily ignore. So this helps us to make Spring application development as a lighter application development or not? Lighter application development or not? Come on. This really helps to make a Spring application development as lighter or not? Everyone getting my point, guys? Come on. Answer. Generally, we don't or we cannot use all Spring or Spring Boot modules in one project development. We use different modules in different projects. Different modules in different projects. Okay. We use different sets of modules in different projects. Okay. So they released Spring or Spring Boot libraries. Nothing but jar files. Are you getting my point there, guys? Come on. Jar files as modules, so that we can add only those libraries of the modules as per the project requirement. As per the project requirement. I'll just give one small real life example to understand in a better manner. One lean guy is there. His appetite is very less. After eating 1-2 chapatis, his hungry will be over. Biryani means after eating 2-3 bites, his hungry will be over. He is not a foodie. Whatever the special food, he can eat limited only. Okay, he has gone to Absolute Barbecue, okay, where he has to pay 1,000 rupees for unlimited food. He will be happy, boss. He will be really happy, boss. He is really not happy. So you prefer what, guys? Normal restaurant will a la carte service will be there. A la carte service means, okay, you have to give order of item, then they will prepare and deliver. You have to give order of item and then they will prepare and deliver. Are you getting my point? A la carte, that is called a la carte. Same thing, same thought process here. Don't make people to work with the entire module, though they are using 1-2 module. Let them use their choice module, their choice main and dependent module as per the requirement. That's the reason they have released Spring in the form of modules. Sir, but they have not released Hibernate in the form of modules. They have not released Struts in the form of module. They are very, very small modules compared to Spring Boss. They're literally solidly, they are very, very small module compared to Spring. We cannot even think about their size with the Spring size. That's why I generally say Hibernate is like lake, Struts is like river, Spring is like ocean. Can we compare ocean with rivers and lakes? Can we compare rivers and oceans with, rivers and lakes with ocean? Similarly, we cannot compare Spring and Struts, Spring and Hibernate. It's practically meaningless. Okay, guys. Why the name Spring is given? Why the name Spring is given for Spring framework? Okay, last discussion, guys. Then we'll move to core module. Everyone tell me why the name Spring is given for Spring framework. They can give another name. Okay. Array, big people will have a silly reasons for silly names, guys. Later they have become big names. But, okay. Whenever you thought of giving some name, guys, okay, all of a sudden, in the mind of Rod Johnson, is a trip to Nepal got striked. And in that process, he realized, spring was nice season in the Nepal compared to winter. Spring was nice season in the Nepal, which came after winter. Come on. Okay, he got that memory, and he also want to give message to market. Spring, this framework came after EJB kind of heavy technology, which he challenged earlier in the market. So that's why he has given name Spring to the framework, to tell that I came after one heavy technology called overburdened technology called EJB. That's the reason. And moreover, spring season always nice, which comes after summer or winter, right? In India, spring comes after summer. And it always nice. Before rainy season, after summer, whatever season comes, that is called spring season. But in India, spring is not that much popular, guys. But in foreign countries, spring is very popular. Because it comes after like a very cold winter was. For them, it comes after very cold winter. So that's why they enjoy like anything. Shabazz Interface 21 is the company name. Sorry. Interface company name is the company. This one. Answer. The creator liked. The creator liked spring season Nepal trip. Spring season of is Nepal trip. Interface 21 is the company name. Pivotal is this one. Nepal trip. Nepal trip. So he named spring. He named framework as spring. Yes. Any guide, any ideas about Spring Boot, guys? Spring Boot is simplifying spring. Is like a robo. Is like robo technology. Robo technology. Come on. Is like robo technology. Spring Boot is what? simplifying Spring, work with the Spring, like a robo kind of thing. Everything it will take care. Very little things you have to do. Already Spring is taking care of so much thing based on the technologies, right? On the top of it, Spring is simplifying Spring program also. Somehow he found it is looking like a robo. That's why he named it as Spring Boot. Inspired from robo, that's why he has given what Spring Boot. But it is not a official theory, guys, but different people have given different analyzation why the name Spring Boot. Okay, because officially there is no document saying that Spring Boot is named because of this particular technical reason. Everyone got the point, guys? Okay, now let's get into Spring Core module. Spring Core module. But before that, okay, we will be developing Spring applications. We will be developing Spring applications in 4 modes, in 4 approaches. Approach 1. Okay, using XML driven configurations. That means inputs will be given in the form of XML file. I think we already launched, but I'm giving one more time confirmation. Using XML plus annotation driven configuration. Array information instructions to Spring container will be given purely by using XML. Day-to-day XML losing its popularity. In that place, annotations are coming. Number 2, using annotation driven configuration. Next, number 3, 100% code driven configuration. 100% code driven configurations or Java configuration. Different people says different things, guys. Next, number 4, Spring Boot. Number 4, Spring Boot. Using Spring Boot, guys. Using Spring Boot. This is how Spring Boot came into picture. First, they have given XML, then given XML plus annotation, and they have given all inputs to Spring container through Java statement. They named it as 100% code-driven configurations, also called as Java configuration. Lastly, Spring Boot has come. Which two are doing well in the market, sir? Okay, ultimately, Spring Boot is market leader, guys. From last 2-3 years, entire story changed, guys. If you have a Spring Boot in the and microservice in the resume, there are some consultancies in Hyderabad. There are some, okay, what is that? Consultant organizations in Hyderabad who do outsourcing to other companies. Like Magna IT or Accenture, Capgemini. They don't mind sending cab to your place to pick you while for conducting interviews. And they will drop you back once interview is over. So that much demand is there for Spring Boot and microservices. So only Spring, maybe fresher may get the job, but after joining in the company or project, again you are forced to learn Spring Boot. You may get a job as a fresher by just keeping Spring, guys. But while working in the project, again, they demand Spring Boot. So why to suffer after joining the company? Come on. Really, it is happening. It's really happening. Okay. This is the story before pandemic. In pandemic, what's happening? They're conducting all live interviews, online interviews, video call interviews, Zoom interviews, all these things are happening. But if you really satisfy them in Spring Boot and microservices, they are offering double, triple package. Okay. They are offering double, triple package. Whatever you demand, they are giving. Though it is against of company policies, 6 lakh student got 16 lakhs package. The person who has kept 6 lakh as fake experience salary. When he showed fake experience, his salary was 6 lakhs and he got the offer of 16 lakhs. The people who are really working, having 2 years experience and Spring Boot and microservices. Not that much strong in microservices, but very strong in Spring and Spring Boot. Okay, they got the package of 23 lakhs, 24 lakhs. But not only that one, guys, some UI technologies knowledge is required, some tools knowledge is required, all rounder. But main is Spring and Spring Boot. And if microservice is there, it will be added advantage. Don't worry. We are going to spend good amount of time on Spring Boot, and everything is Spring Boot only. Spring basics are just entry point for learning process. Okay. And we are going to spend good amount of time, 30-35 sessions only on microservices. No compromise in microservices. You know that. I don't touch the subject. If I touch the subject, how much depth I go, you know that, right? We will do postmortem of the subject. We will do postmortem of the subject. We don't just learn the terminology. We'll try to analyze the terminology. Yes or no? After that, bit popularity is there for XML plus annotations, guys. This is number 1. This is number 2. Okay, this is for old projects, small, medium, and small scale projects. Okay, especially in maintenance projects, this is more, guys. And all latest projects, Spring Boot. Only Spring Boot or Spring Boot with microservices. Everyone getting my point there or not there? Enjoyed my statement. Give me time. I will give satisfaction of learning and what is quality of the subject. Which topic is used in which angle, or which concept, what is the problem, what is the solution. Before they used to do what, now what they are doing, why that has become alternate for existing one. Every permutation and combination we are going to discuss. Everyone getting my point, guys? Come on. So that's why fresher, you may relax in microservices, but don't relax up to Spring Boot. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus. Don't relax in any area. Everything is important for you. Everything is important for you. Core Java first 20 minutes are over, and on Servlet JSP they hardly put 10 questions. Not more than that. Okay, but entire next remaining interview is on what? Spring Basics and microservices. I'm talking about 3 plus 4 plus. I'm talking about 3 plus 4 plus people, guys. Everyone getting my point? Yes. Okay, but whatever we are learning here, okay, to make ourselves as a strong server-side Java developer. Strong server-side Java developer. For strong server-side Java developer only, I am talking about these packages, 16 lakh, 20 lakhs. But in this journey, if you target to become full stack developer by also becoming strong in UI technology, by also learning some DevOps tools from DevOps angle, come on, guys, and a bit strong in AWS kind of thing, come on, guys. Here we cover DevOps, we learn some tools of DevOps, we will study something about what? Cloud programming. But you should be more expertise in DevOps and AWS and UI technology. Then you will be called as proficient, okay, full stack developer. Then package may touch 30-35 lakhs also. Now, how much you learn, that much money you will get. You learn less, you will get less money. You learn more, you will get more money. Yes or no? Right. People said Python came, data science came, Java job market will be killed. In the lockdown period, the flourishing environment, the only flourishing environment, okay, in which even joining bonus also coming. Forget about double, triple packages. Forget about double, triple packages. Joining bonuses also they are coming. If you come to our company, if you join in company, we will pay 1 lakh joining bonus. 2 lakh joining bonuses. This kind of bumper offers also coming. If you want, you can talk to your working Java friends. Working, relative working friends, how much market is flourished, how much market was bright during this pandemic situation, especially in the Java domain. So many people changed, boss. Okay, someone is confirming. My Baba got 3 lakh joining bonus. Yes, it's happening. 1-2 lakhs, they are just giving like that as a joining bonus. Right, guys? So that's why today onwards we are getting into technical aspects, guys. Be regular, be punctual. Be regular, be punctual. Remaining everything else, I will take care. Fine. You give me time, I will give quality. You give me time, I will give job. You give me time. Okay. Babai means a Telugu relation. Chacha. Chacha. Babai means chacha. Okay. See, now people are not able to control what they heard. Everyone read the message. Brother got 1 lakh rupee bonus. Everyone. Right, guys. Shall we get into the discussion? Base module for other modules. For other modules. Yes, guys. If this module is used, alone, we can develop only standalone applications in Spring. We can develop only standalone application. This module gives 2 Spring containers. 2 Spring containers. One is Bean Factory, other one is application context container. Okay. To perform Spring Beans lifecycle management and dependency management. Yes, guys. Lifecycle management and dependency management. Everyone getting my point, guys? Yes, guys. Perform Spring Bean life. Okay, what is Spring Bean lifecycle management, guys? Spring Bean lifecycle management. Yesterday I talked now, guys. If we give Java class to Spring container, Java class to Spring containers. Okay. It will take care of total life cycle of that Spring Bean. Like, come on, guys. My screen is not visible. Is it true? Raju, my screen is not visible. Is it visible or not visible, right? Check your side, guys. Like loading Spring Bean class, creating object, managing object. Come on. Okay. Destroying object. This is called Spring Bean lifecycle management. Everyone getting my point, guys? Now listen. Dependency management. This is the first time you are listening, boss. Everyone should focus. Dependency management. Okay, guys. I have given 2 Spring Beans to Spring container, saying that one is a target, one is a dependent. One is a target class, one is dependent class. That means Target class needs dependent class object. You just told to Spring Bean, these are my two classes, take them as Spring Bean. This is a target, this is dependent. That means you are just informing what is what, either through XML file or through annotations. Loading both classes, creating both class objects, assigning dependent class object to target class object. Assigning dependent class object to our target class object. Understanding my point? Okay. Right. Are you getting my point there, guys? Yeah, Spring Bean can be a user-defined, predefined, third-party supplied class, guys. Everyone getting my point? Okay, if you give those classes to Spring container, loading both classes, creating objects of both classes, assigning dependent class object to target class object, and managing both objects, destroying both objects, everything is taken care by Spring container. Sir, loading classes, creating object, destroying object is lifecycle management. What is dependency management? Observe, making dependent class object ready for target class object by assigning dependent class object to target class object is called dependency management. That means Spring container not only they're taking care of Spring Bean life cycle, if needed, if you demand, if you ask, it will even take care of dependency management. Are you getting my point there or not? Okay, guys. Now listen, I have given two classes to Spring. One is Flipkart, target class. Other one is DTDC, dependent class. Why, sir? How can you say Flipkart is target class? Flipkart needs DTDC services for courier activity. So the class that is using other class services is called target class. The class that is acting as a helper class, whose services are being used by other class, is called dependent class. If we give Flipkart and DTDC class to Spring container, both classes lifecycle management is taken care by Spring container. Okay, that means loading classes, creating object, managing object, destroying object. Along with that, assigning DTDC class object to Flipkart class object and keeping Flipkart object ready to use whenever we want, however we want, is also responsibility of the container. So burden from the programmer is reduced or not? Keeping dependents ready for the target is also taken care by Spring container. So burden from the programmer is reduced or not? So now wherever I want, I will access Flipkart class object and I will start enjoying Flipkart services and it's a DTDC courier services. Understanding my point? DTDC courier services. Everyone getting my point or not? Okay. Okay, guys. Assigning dependence class object to target class object dynamically is called dependency management. Assigning or arranging dependent class object to target class object dynamically is called dependency management. Okay, guys, are you understanding my point? Yes, guys. Okay, the class, first listen, the class, the Spring Bean that uses other Spring Bean services. Other Spring Bean services is called target class or target Spring Bean or main class. Are you understanding my point, guys? Target class or target Spring Bean or main class. Okay. The Spring Bean or class okay. Okay. That acts as a helper class. That acts as helper class for other Spring Beans or classes is called dependent class. Are you understanding my point? Dependent class or helper class. Dependent class or helper class, guys. Okay, guys. Now listen. Flipkart needs DTDC services for courier activities. Courier activities. Tell me, guys. So, Flipkart is, are you understanding my point? Flipkart is target class and DTDC is dependent class. Don't apply reverse meaning. Sir, Flipkart is dependent on DTDC. Now, that's why I say Flipkart is what? Dependent. No, don't apply that English meaning. What is being used, that is called helper class or dependent class. What is using other class services, that is called target class. Think from Spring point of view. Don't think from English meaning. I know some people are applying English meaning. Flipkart needs DTDC. Oh, Flipkart is dependent on DTDC. So DTDC is a target class, Flipkart is dependent class. That is not the way Spring people explain. They have not applied English meaning. The one that is using other class services is called target class. The one that is helping other classes is dependent class. This is what they said in the Spring documentation. Got it? Okay. Vehicle needs engine. Okay. For moving activities, moving or driving activities. So, tell me, guys. So, vehicle is target class. Vehicle is target class. Come on, guys. Engine is dependent class. Convinced with me, guys? Next. Student needs course material. Course material services for preparation. For preparation activity. Come on. So, student is target class. I think no confusion on target and dependent class, guys. Course material is dependent class. I hope the one that is using other class is target class. The one that is being used by target class is called helper class or dependent class. Please don't apply English meaning here. If we give target and dependent classes, okay, to Spring containers, it not only manages their life cycle, it also okay, also assigns or arranges. Okay. Dependent class object to target class object. Okay. So that target class can use dependent class services directly without arranging it separately. Yes or no, na guys? Without arranging it separately. Okay, I'm a teacher, guys. The moment I sat in front of system, someone started the meeting, someone done my login, okay, just kept mic ready, video ready. I came and started conducting the classes. So I need to arrange them, boss. I need to arrange them to conduct the class. Mic, video, computer. These three things are very much dependent for me, right? These three things are very much dependent for me. Okay. So the moment I sat in the chair, my helper, my office admin is taking care of that entire process, so that I come and I start using them or not. So that I need not waste time, energy to arrange computer, to boot the computer, to switch on the mic, to switch on the video, to log into Zoom. Everything is, I'm not going to waste the time. I come and use them, right? If someone does those works for me, will be very happy or not? Okay. Listen, guys. Listen. Before Spring dependency injection, the story was like this. You get up, you prepare coffee and you eat coffee, right? You drink coffee. Okay. After arrival of Spring dependency injection, you just get up, someone will be ready with a coffee cup. So just take it and drink it. Take it and drink it. Someone is asking, what is the use of dependency injection? Array, already container creating object. If container is assigning dependent to target object, so one more burden is reduced from the programmer or not? One more burden is reduced from the programmer or not? Everyone understood this statement, guys? So this line is very, very important for me, guys. This line is very, very important. Let me highlight this. This module gives, yeah, 2 means that 2, boss, don't worry. 2 Spring containers, Bean Factory application context to perform Spring Beans lifecycle management and dependency management. Everyone getting my point, guys? Okay. Spring Bean lifecycle management and dependency management. Okay. So what is lifecycle management? Loading class, creating object, managing object, destroying object. What is dependency management? Okay, if two beans are there, any of lifecycle management is done by container. Same container assigns a dependent class object to target class object. Is that clear, my dear? Come on. Are you getting my point there or not? Are you enjoying my statement here or not? Right. Yes, we are definitely going to feel programmatically. Definitely we are going to feel programmatically. Tomorrow onwards, tomorrow onwards, we are going to discuss this one programmatically also, right? I think you got the both points, guys. Okay, if I put diagrammatically, listen, if I put this discussion diagrammatically, this is JVM, JRE. This is what? Spring container. Yeah, there are alternate names for this terminology. I'll introduce later. I will give them later. Okay, guys. Number one, loading the class. Number one, loading classes. Yes, number one, load classes are loaded. Number two, Flipkart object. Number two, DTDC class object. This object creation is what, guys? Number two, object creation is done. Number two, loading classes. Which classes it will load, guys? Flipkart. DTDC. Okay, number two, what is this? Creating objects for Spring Beans. Spring Bean classes. Number three, assigning. What, guys? Number three, assigning. Okay, assigning. This is dependency management. Dependency management. Are you getting my point, guys? This is dependency management. Okay. Okay, assigning. The people who are having little bit Spring knowledge, can you keep this your half knowledge, quarter knowledge, half knowledge, quarter knowledge bit aside? Bit aside. Okay, hand over your brain as if you don't know Spring. Because I say something, you assume something. Why all this tension? You hand over your brain as if you don't know anything in Spring. Assigning dependent class object to object to. That's what I'm saying. Keep your half knowledge of Spring knowledge aside and hand over your brain by assuming you don't know anything in Spring. Then it will be good. I'll introduce right terminology at right order in right direction. Okay. Dependent class object to target class object. Yes, all the three things, guys. Here, what is this? 1 plus 2 plus 3. 1 plus 2 plus 3. What is this? Spring container performing Spring Bean lifecycle management. Lifecycle management and dependency management. Are you comfortable, guys? Come on. Spring container performing Spring Bean lifecycle management and dependency management. Yes. You are least bothered about doing all the three activities. Everything is done by container, right? Okay. Other alternate terminologies are there. Various other terminologies are there. We will come. Container runs on the top of JVM JRE. Spring containers are lightweight containers. We can create directly on JVM JRE. The people who missed Saturday's class, at least inside the jars only those Spring containers will be there as predefined classes. On the top of JVM, Spring container will be created. Everything will be taken care by Spring container. Loading both classes, creating objects for both classes, assigning dependent class object to target class object also will be taken care by Spring container. Is that clear, guys? This is just introduction. What is what? Tomorrow when we meet, I will give more terminologies. Okay. More technical inputs. Don't worry about it. Okay. Rajesh P. Okay, guys. Import is for visibility, extends for getting properties of superclass in subclass. Mr. Rajesh P, refer your core Java. Import is for package import visibility only. Extends is to get superclass behavior to the subclass. Right. Okay. Right. Tomorrow onwards, we'll be developing everything related to first application. Background preparation related to first application. Day after tomorrow, we are going to use our Eclipse IDE to develop the first application. Everyone getting my point, guys? Come on. So we are into technical aspects. Don't miss the classes. Be alert. Okay. Mr. Madhav, it is always as a relationship. Dependency management is always as a relationship. Okay. How to get the notes? Go to files section of my group. Go to your batch code. Just download. There is a button of download. You just use download option. Okay. You want previous classes notes, sir? I already shared. Again, I am sharing. These are the backup videos I am giving, boss. Where are the videos, boss? I didn't paste. Yes, boss. Save this. These are the videos. Okay. This is my faculty and admin details. Entire course in one file is not possible because content will change time to time. But previous batch students have prepared PDF files of each module. You can use that. Not a problem. Okay. Fine. It's a composition, Mr. Kushal. Okay. Soft copy of material. Paintbrush is soft copy. You will get PDF also in future. Duration 140 to 150 sessions. Okay. Karthik V. One application for my water purify plant, water supply vehicle load. If it is standalone application, just use JDBC sufficient. But if you want to spend time with Spring, you can use Spring Core Model and Spring JDBC. Batch code, please. This batch code is this is the batch code, guys. 615 NTSBMS 615. NTS 615 is the batch code. Struts project migration is possible. You cannot move business logic classes to other framework. You cannot move business logic classes to other framework. Right. Morning batch, after 3 months, it will take easily. 2-3 months, it will take easily. Okay. Right. Kishan, only initial class videos will be there. Remaining every class you have to attend live. And some complementary classes are there. They will be given as video recordings. Can I get today's class backup video? I missed today's first 2 minutes. Yes, very soon you will get backup videos of initial classes. Don't worry. Panindri Singh, I recently joined in a company having some knowledge in Spring. Can we create MongoDB document based on schedule time every day? It's possible, boss. Okay, till December, we will complete this course. 140 sessions, boss. If you have a time constraint, try to come morning, evening classes parallelly. Okay, guys. Rajesh P. Rajesh P. You should have a strong basics of core Java, boss. Right. Connection interface will not be implemented by us. The company who develops the JDBC driver software, they will take care. Okay, please attend advanced Java, core Java properly one more time, or spend time to improve your basics. Spend time to improve your basics. Right. Okay, Abdul Moeed, already morning batch started long back. So end topics are going on. You can attend morning and evening topics parallelly if you know little bit of Spring Boot knowledge earlier. Otherwise, you have to take everything in the evening slot. In evening slot, every topic will happen. Okay. There's no need of attending morning classes if you are ready to attend everything in the evening class. Okay. Right. Initial classes, backup videos will be given. Later, you have to attend every class as a live class. Understanding my statement, guys? Okay. Today's session is over, guys. Thank you. Have a nice time.